The crazy bats at the View go nuts on Donald Trump. Welcome to John Mike Keane. We've got all good stuff for you today.
Will you commit now to respecting and encouraging a peaceful transfer of power?
And of course, they asked this question, will you support the peaceful transfer of power? Everyone asks it to Trump as if they're being unique and bad. And they just copied the same question from each other.
Well, you had a peaceful transfer of power.
You had a peaceful transfer of power. You had a peaceful. Come on, President. You had a peaceful transfer of power compared with Venezuela.
It was love and peace.
We're going to argue over that peaceful transfer of power with the View a little bit later. But first, that was Trump before the Bloomberg News Group, before economists. He may have come late on it. He may think there were shenanigans, but there was a peaceful transfer of power, unlike Black Lives Matter.
President Trump,
I think we should be allowed to disagree on that.
Oh, boy. So just a reminder.
And so we're going to argue over the numbers of people injured, I guess. No one will bring up Black Lives Matter numbers because they're 100-fold to what happened at the Capitol.
140 police officers were assaulted.
140 police officers, over 1,000 with Black Lives Matter. They don't want to go over these numbers, so I'm not going to go over them with you. I'm not going to waste your time. Here's Joe Scarborough to MSNBC trying to get the Democrats to stop being so glum.
You look at the national polls, they are all breaking in her direction. NBC tied, but as I said, CBS and ABC +3.
Oh, yeah, gaslight them, Joe. Gaslight them harder. Tell your audience how Kamala Harris's polls are doing great. Everyone go back to sleep. According to Joe Scarborough, they're great.
The TIP national tracking poll, which was the most accurate poll in 2020, had Harris +3. That lead this morning goes to +4 in the TIP national poll.
Don't worry, kids. You're all going, John Mike Keane, why are you giving us all this bad news about Kamala Harris being off the polls? Because she's actually down. I'll explain it in a minute. I just want Joe Scarborough to embarrass himself a little bit more. Hold tight with me.
The Marist poll +5 right now. Again, this is going to be a very close race. We're not going to know who's winning to the very end. But when you start seeing numbers, real numbers, like what's going on in Georgia, suddenly you feel like telling Democrats that are bitching and moaning about what the Harris campaign's doing, hey, calm down.
Yell at the Democrats some more, Joe. He's trying to say, like, the polls are great, so quit complaining and moaning. Everything's great. They're not great.
The opponent is imploding, and Harris is doing better than ever.
She may be doing better than ever, but she's not doing good enough. And here's why. All you have to do is compare Harris now with where Biden was with Trump in 2020 when Biden allegedly barely beat him. Here's Twitter, Eric Doherty, breaking. We're now less than 3 weeks from the election, and Trump is positioned much stronger in polling than in the 2020 election. Changes from this point in 2020. This is how much better Trump is doing now against Kamala Harris than against Biden. In the national, Trump is +7.4 better than Biden was doing. Again, he may be 2 or 3 down from Kamala, but it's not enough to make up for what he's going to do on election day. Pennsylvania, Trump is up 5.9. Michigan, Trump up 8.2. Wisconsin, Trump up 6 points from where Biden was in 2020. North Carolina, Trump's up 4.1. Arizona, Trump's up 5.1. Georgia, Trump's up 2.7. Kamala is underwater. Just slow Joe Scarborough doesn't understand the way polls work.
You talk to both campaigns, and people inside both acknowledge this race is very, very tight. The Trump side then says, well, we're going to win. The Harris side says, well, we're going to keep working hard.
I just want to know, why didn't the Harris side say we're going to win? He just now gave you a tell. Trump side says we're going to win. Harris says we need to keep working. That's what you tell people when you're losing. We have to keep up with guys. They're not going to tell people we lost. We're going to keep working.
I think it's instructive to look at just these last couple of days here. Trump has this bizarre moment where he's dancing and swaying on stage. I will say, of all the conversation about on this show, we talk about how there should be more focus on Trump's mental acuity and his fitness for the office.
You say now
he's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room, and he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
There were no concerns raised?
Brett, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
I understand.
And
but
Donald Trump
But
is,
you talked about it.
And Donald Trump
after George Clooney said within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand.
That was this week's scandals. They're trying to say Trump's not mentally prepped. After they told you that Biden was fine and they wouldn't release his medical results, they're going, Trump is not mentally, doesn't have the acuity, even though Biden is currently the president. How's that mental acuity? How much do you guys care?
We all watched it.
But isn't it interesting that everybody watched this? We all saw it with our own eyes.
Right.
Even Mike Pence, who needs to come out stronger now, I think. But, his life was on the line. They had a noose ready for him, So how do these people who are still following him follow him? I don't understand the mentality anymore.
I'll explain it to you, Joy Behar, and I'll use small monosyllabic words so you can understand with your third grade reading level. We're following Trump because he's going to save the country, and the country is spiraling out of control, which you people in your studio, in your penthouse apartments, don't understand what the common man is going through in America.
Talking about these tariffs, and he's going to put all these tariffs on China. And economists, like people with real degrees in this.
Here come the experts with degrees. Boy, that's a terrible way to quote these economists to Trump. They're against tariffs because they have degrees.
Has said he would wreck the economy and it would lead to higher inflation and $7.5 trillion in debt.
Sunny Hostin doesn't care about wrecking the economy. Just ask her to compare the numbers of which is more dangerous on the economy, Trump bringing out tariffs or Kamala forcing through the Green New Deal with a filibuster. The Green New Deal, that economic thing, will devastate and destroy the American economy.
He's already told you his plan is to try to mess up the election, no matter what it is. He doesn't even know what the possibilities are. He's going to do something.
Wait, when did Trump say that he was going to mess up the election? Here's what Jamie Raskin said he's going to do on January 6th, 2025. They're going to disqualify Trump.
Up to us on January 6th, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody.
Raskin said it. They're going to disqualify Trump. Trump has not said what he's going to do on January 6th, that he's going to mess things up, which is a lie from Whoopi Goldberg. Raskin did say the Democrats are going to try to disqualify him, probably on the insurrection thing again, saying he's an insurrectionist and it's illegal to vote him into office. That's what they're going to do.
If he wins, Kamala Harris will concede, and she will likely show up to his inauguration because that's what we do in America.
Someone play for her that Jamie Raskin clip I just showed. She's not going to concede. The Democrats are not going to concede. They're going to disqualify him.
Because I know that you don't believe the polls. And,
I do not.
I'm starting to worry about the polls because...
Be worried, Joy. Be worried.
I see a lot of the media saying that he's leading and everybody's getting nervous and all that.
That's why they're saying it.
But they're doing that on purpose.
Yes, that's what I've been saying.
Basically, it's so disheartening for Democrats and people who are leaning towards Kamala to say, well, what's the point?
Whoopi says that's why the media is doing it, is to dishearten you. Why would the Democrat media want to depress everyone? That's ridiculous. Wrong take, Whoopi.
Don't buy into that.
No.
There are a lot of people in this country who still support Donald Trump as hard as it is for us to believe.
Yeah.
But that's why people need to educate
Yeah.
themselves and get out.
It's hardest for us to believe, and they're educated. This is so condescending and so terrible. How does The View still have an audience? Let me know what you guys think. Of The View, who's your least favorite host? I'm going with Whoopi Goldberg on this one. She really went zombie on this one. I'm John, Mike, Kane.